Hello, I'm Chuck, and this is Cybersmart. Small business web solutions. Tips, tricks, and services. Designed for your local business. In today's business world, you've got to be Cybersmart. Hey, what do you say? This is Chuck with Cybersmart. I'm going to talk a little bit about plugins. Man, we love our plugins. I love my plugins. I couldn't have this podcast without my plugins. When I first started blogging a long time ago, I fell so in love with plugins that I stacked them up real tall and installed all kinds of things, and then wondered why my blog wasn't functioning properly. Slow page load and just weird things happening all the time. Well, it was because while the plugins are definitely a benefit, open up new worlds of communication online, they can present a problem as well. What I'm going to do is give a list of the top 7 plugins that I've had problems with of one sort or another, some of them more so than others. Number 1 that we have is Dig, which I must say lately they had an update where they have a delay on it now. It doesn't load the little widgets for 5 seconds. But what Dig was doing was drastically slowing down the page load. I've temporarily uninstalled that until this last update, and it seems to be working a lot better now. But Dig can present problems with page load. The next one is Intense Debate. Now, while I love this comment plugin, because you can put videos, it's got a great interface for comments, it's fabulous. But the problem with it is they just do not have their spam filters. They just don't. It's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of spam in foreign languages, and I've shut that off of every blog. Played with it for a year or so with no improvements on the spam, so I gave that one up. Surprisingly enough, the next one, number 3, is Wordpress, which when it first came out was fabulous, and I used it for a long time. But some of the problems I had with it was player problems not showing up. The player would oftentimes show up in the archive pages, and then when you would go to the individual post page, the player would not be there. And they had some problems with updates, and there's been other people that mentioned having problems with that. And what I'm podcasting on now is called PowerPress. I kind of like it a little bit better. It's got a lot more player options than the Wordpress did. I still use PowerPress on one of my blogs, but everything else I use the PowerPress now, and I'll probably switch over as well because every once in a while the players do not show up. Number 4 I have is Google Translator, which is a great if you have a lot of foreign readers. On one of my blogs I did for sure, and Google Translator. The problem with that is that it seemed to be messing with the search function on my websites, and also creating weird pages that couldn't be found and yet were being archived and taking up space. And so I eventually unhooked that one. Number 5, WordPress link cloaking plugin. Boy, did we have some fun crashing websites and having to rewrite access files, and that's a piece of junk. I recommend you stay away from the WordPress link cloaking plugin. It's a good effort, but man, if you make one little, and I literally mean one little mistake, forget to put a dot in or a letter or something like that, you end up crashing your whole website. You can recover it real easy. It's just an HTTP access file, but you got to rename it. If that happens, if you use that plugin, you just rename the access file and your site will come back. But that's a pain in the butt plugin for sure. The next one, number 6, is Users Online. While this is a great plugin, just to show how many people are online and the activity that's going on your website, I've had continual problems and really bad problems with page load with using that plugin with that feature. So I no longer use that as well. And number 7, last but not least, is Ajax WordPress, which was fabulous. I loved it. It had all kinds of great features. To have if you're running a blog type website, to have the Ajax feature where the rest of the post just scrolls out right on the page without having to reload a page, and the comments feature and all that stuff in Ajax WordPress was fantastic. But boy, I tell you, Ajax WordPress conflicted with a lot of different things on the websites, a lot of other plugins. So I offed that about a year ago. it'd be great if it worked. And a lot of these, maybe it's me and my technical skills not knowing how to operate them, but those are probably the top 7 plugins that come to my mind that I've had problems with over the years with WordPress plugins. I've been using WordPress since it first came out, and nowadays I go ahead and some of my favorite plugins now are paid-for plugins. They seem to be a little bit more maintained. While there's a ton of good free plugins out there, there's no doubt about that. Sometimes it's a good idea to go ahead and break down and purchase some plugins. I recently got that SEO Presser, which just for me, being able to check the page real quick for all the SEO stuff is fantastic. Maybe add a few keywords here or there, or change a title tag or a heading tag or something like that, and it's just a great little reminder plugin. So while we love our plugins and they sure give a lot of functionality to our WordPress blogs, beware of those and be careful of stacking too much, because the more plugins you put in, the less your website will function properly. All right, thanks, and stick around, pick up my feed, because I'll have more. All right, later. Welcome to CyberSmart Web, Small Business Website Solutions Center, providing free tutorials, articles, videos, news, and complete cyber real estate development services designed specifically for today's small business owner. Give us a call today and start getting found tomorrow.